welcome to today's pick a card reading. I have 3 piles today, and this is all about your next relationship. So just take a moment, whichever one speaks to you. I've got the rainbow with the little clouds, the star, and the lollipop. So yeah, just take a moment, use your intuition, whatever speaks to you, and if you want to, you can choose more than one pile. So let's hop right into the first pile. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this little rainbow with clouds, this hopefully has some messages for you all about your next relationship. I went ahead and pre-shuffled all the cards because it takes a lot of time to go through them, but I haven't really had a chance to look at them. I did see a couple pop out, but I just flipped them back over. So I'm going to put this to the side. When I get done reading these, I've also got some charms and letters and stuff that we're going to see about, pulling some of those and see what kind of messages we can get. So let's go ahead and see. I'm not sure what the layout's going to be for this. Ooh, nice. Queen of Cups. Just kind of see as I go, I guess. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. So we've got 2 8s. If I should put this 2 8s back to back. So 8, the number 8 might be significant. Let me still trying to figure out how to set this up. Okay. 10 of Wands. And from the Romance Angels, we've got Honeymoon. Chemistry. Then we've got, from the Numinous Astro deck, we've got a Virgo. I think I'm going to do it like this. Sorry, it might bother some people. Make sure it's in focus. Yeah, I'll do it like this. 6th house. The Sun. And Gemini. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm sorry if this annoys people. I'm trying to figure out which way to... Let me do it like this for now. Let me move them around again. Okay. So, the first thing I noticed, like I said, is the 8th house. Or not the 8th house. The number 8 that was used back to back with the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. So that number, like I said, might have some sort of significance for you. I'm still not. I'm sorry. I'm like OCD about this. I'll just sit right there. Just leave it alone, Rebecca. Just leave it alone. Okay. The next thing I noticed is that this feels like you two are going to meet when one of you, or maybe even both of you, has walked away from something. Because what I'm getting with the 8 of Cups is you see this person walking away from something that does not emotionally fulfill them. So this feels like it might be another relationship. But really it doesn't have to be. It could be just maybe they're not happy with where they're at in their career. Maybe they're not happy where they're at in their location. And it's something where they end up walking away because it no longer serves them. So they're just not feeling fulfilled wherever they're at or whoever they're with. And this could be you too. It could be both of you. So that was the first thing. That was the first message I got. And I do feel like whatever this is has been weighing them down, has been weighing you down, the both of you. It's like a heavy burden that you can't carry anymore. You're just feeling bogged down. Like you can't, you see this guy, he can barely walk under this weight. It's like, I can't take another step, I can't go another day, that sort of thing. So it could be a relationship, but it could also be something else too that is really bothering you or your person. But I do see, what I do like is that we have the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups is all about, she's emotionally stable and she's nurturing, and you know, she has all this love to give. So I feel like this is going to be a very loving relationship when you two come together. And it's something that you're going to work very hard on, because the Eight of Pentacles is all about focusing on some sort of skill or talent or ability. In a relationship reading, I always read it as it's you two coming together and working towards a common goal. That's how I see it. So it's like any relationship is not easy, you know, you have to put work in, and I see you two actually putting that work in, and it's going to be supported with love. And I do see this because the Queen of Cups is here. I do see that it is going to be it's going to be an emotional, not like in a bad way, like an emotional, emotionally supportive, I should say, relationship. But you've got the Pentacles here, which means it's also stable and grounded, which is exactly what you want in a relationship, right? You don't want an emotional roller coaster and all over the place. So, and then with the Romance Angels, we have chemistry here. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And then honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So, definitely a lot of chemistry. I could see that with the Queen of Cups. Like I said, emotions are at an all-time high. You two come together because you're just clicking on a different level. And there's definitely going to be some chemistry. And this might throw a few people off because you're like, wait a second, I don't see marriage in the cards. And it's true, there's not really marriage in the cards. However, it does say enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So you guys might be taking a vacation together, a holiday. And obviously this is Venice, so maybe that's a place that you two wanted to go. Maybe Italy is the place you two wanted to go. It doesn't have to be, but that could be something where if you've gotten out of this situation and you guys are like, you meet and you're like, I need, a vacation. I need a holiday. And you're like, well, I do too. I haven't been on one in a while or something, and you guys go ahead and plan this vacation out. Another thing I'm getting is, because it's talking about travel and vacation and stuff, it could be that when you walk away from whatever this is, you guys actually go on vacation, and that's how you meet. Because whatever this was a heavy emotional burden for you, and you walked away from it and you're like, I need a break, I need a rest, I need to relax and rejuvenate and recharge my batteries. So you decide to book a flight, or go on a road trip, something like that, and you go on vacation, and that's where you develop some chemistry for someone that you meet along the way. So that is something else I see in the cards. Okay. Another thing I noticed is two things for these. We have Virgo and we have the 6th house. Now in astrology, Virgo actually rules the 6th house. So I thought this was actually interesting that this came out. So this could be someone with heavy Virgo in their chart. So Virgo is all about, I always think of health when I think of a lot of the 6th house. It doesn't have to be. 6th house is about daily routines. So, but it's all about paying attention to the details. So this could be a very detail-oriented person who also happens to take care of their health. Or maybe that's something you do too, or something you've been thinking about doing, and maybe you two will be doing that together. But it's also about just stuff you do daily. It could be, I'm trying to think, going to the gym, going grocery shopping, going to work, taking the dogs for a walk. Just the daily. Some people think it's boring because it's so routine, but it's stuff that we have to get done, So, but Virgo is all about organization. Virgo people are very, they can be a bit of a perfectionist, I guess you could say. They care about details, like I said, and they're very organized and methodical. They want to be as efficient as possible. So that may be some clues as to what your person is like. And it could also be that maybe some of their, in synastry that you guys have, maybe some of their planets fall into your 6th house, or maybe vice versa, or maybe in their natal chart or your natal chart, you have planets in the 6th house. So that could be something. The second thing I noticed is we have Virgo and Gemini here. And this makes me think of the Magician in Tarot. I just saw 1111 on the timer on my camera. But Magician is ruled by Mercury, and that both Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. So they could also have Gemini in their chart. You could have Gemini in your chart. Geminis are all about being social, communicating. They are always curious and seeking out. They like to ask questions, and because they're always wanting to learn new things. They're very vocal, and a lot of them can be very flexible, like with their schedules and stuff. They're a bit restless, but they ask the questions because they want to learn more. Because they're air signs, they're always in their head. They're always thinking. So that may be a clue about your person. You can see the butterfly here. So also, I think of social butterfly, but butterflies may be a clue. Also looking on here, you can see the rose. This is nature for Virgo, so maybe your person likes the outdoors. And also this makes me think of, firstly, it makes me think of basically like ritual oils and stuff like that. So maybe your person's into ritual oils. The other thing it makes me think of is like soap or shampoo. Maybe like they like to smell good, that sort of thing. So maybe these are some clues as to who your person might be. And then we have the Sun card. And Suns make me think of Leos. So, because of the Sun card in the tarot. But the Sun is all about who you are kind of as overall as a person. It's about creativity and lots of high energy. And I could kind of see that with Gemini anyway, because Geminis typically kind of just bounce around the room, socializing and stuff. This person could be older than you. I say that because the Sun can represent the father, while the Moon represents the mother in astrology. So for me, the Sun could be like a fatherly figure, not in a I'm going to marry someone or be with someone unless you're into that, that's old enough to be my dad. I mean it in a way that's like they are always looking out for you. They might be older than you. But yeah, they have this like inner glow. They shine, they radiate. all this positivity. That's what I think of with the Sun card. So yeah, I just see a person who's trying to get out of something, or maybe you are, and they are actually a happy-go-lucky person, especially with the Sun and Gemini. They're a happy-go-lucky person. They, want to socialize and have fun, which could be why they, want to go on vacation, or they're on vacation when you meet them. But they're also very focused on their work. Also, 6th house, because of the health stuff, could be the service industry. And this could be health related, like they could be a nurse, they could be a doctor, dentist, vet, that sort of thing, because that's what that house rules. So let me go ahead and get out some letters. Put this right here. And see if there are any clues, any other clues we can get about this person. Your next relationship. Okay. Kind of dig deep for the letters. Okay. So let's see. We got Aquarius on here. Let's see. We also got, you deserve respect and will eventually get it. Yeah, I could see that with that person. It felt like they would be very respectful of you for this relationship. I also kind of get that with Virgo too. Like I said, they're very like detail oriented. They're efficient, and it's like they're very loyal is what it comes off as. So, okay. So in the little mini tarot, I love these little minis. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about give and take in a relationship, and being charitable. But I feel like for this, you guys are just going to try to find that balance. We do have the little mini scales right here. Move it, focus. Kind of like on the Justice card with the scales. It's all about finding balance in a relationship. And then here we've got the 6 of Swords, which talks about moving away from something. But this can also be a card of long distance travel. Or even going across the ocean. So this could be a long distance relationship. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully these, I'm not going to try to spell anything out. You guys are really good at spelling stuff out if you need to. I'm just trying to get them to where if you need to, you can pause the video. I'll just hold it right here for a second. You can pause the video and see if you can find anything on here. Your initials, their initials, maybe just realized that's upside down. Maybe there's something on here where you might meet. Like the name, maybe one of these letters is the first letter of the city where you are thinking about vacationing, or the city where you live now, or the city you think you're going to move to. Because remember, we're talking about with that 8 of Cups, walking away from something. And then we've also got this 6 of Swords, which is also talking about moving away from something and going somewhere else. So yeah, so hopefully that resonated with someone out there. I'm going to take this over into the extended on Patreon. I do have my own card deck where it's all about physical appearance. I do have my other card deck that is got some more letters, numbers, months of the year that they might have been born, their zodiac signs, that sort of thing. And I've also made a homemade deck where some places you might actually meet this person. And so I will be continuing that over on Patreon. But thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on my next one. Hello, pile 2. If you chose this star, it's a sparkly star, then this will be your reading. I have already pre-shuffled these cards because that takes forever, but I haven't really looked at them, so I don't know what they are. And then after I get done reading these cards, I'm going to go to the letters, and I also have some mini tarot cards in here and some other little notes about like what this person might be like and zodiac signs, that sort of thing. And then I will be taking this into the extended. I have my own decks that I've created about physical appearance, letters, numbers, zodiac signs, months of the year you might meet them, as well as where you might meet them. But I'm going to see first what these cards say. I had a lot of trouble in pile 1 about how I wanted to do the layout. So hopefully I can figure it out a little bit easier, because I remember pile 2 had more cards than pile 1 did. So, okay, let's see what the first one is. Okay, oh, 4 of Cups. Make sure everything's in frame. 4 of Cups. Queen of Swords. Three of Cups. Magician. High Priestess. Death. Let's see if I can put this actually over here. I think it fit in the screen. Yep. Okay, good. The Hermit. The Romance Angels, we've got Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Then for the Numinous Astro deck, we've got Trine, Flow. I'll put this right here. The Numinous Mystery. Jupiter with Expansion. And then lastly, Scorpio, the Animal. Okay, I'm going to shift these over a little bit. Make sure everything. This was a lot better than pile number 1. Poor pile number 1, I'm sorry. If you're watching still from pile number 1, I apologize. I was trying to make sure everything was in focus. Okay. The first thing I got, the first message I got from this right away with that 4 of Cups is that somebody may be offering, like, with your next relationship, you or your person might be offering basically like a cup of love in this instance. To me, I'm thinking Ace of Cups, but might be making a love offer, might be asking someone out on a date, and they are not going to be sure about it. That was the first thing I thought of. And I feel like with this Queen of Swords too, they're going to be in their head, or you're going to be in your head. You're not quite sure right off the bat if this is a person you want to go on a date with. It may be that it throws you off, kind of throws you for a loop. You're like, oh, well, this isn't somebody I ever thought about dating. You know, let me think about it. That's the vibe I'm getting. However, I do see that there is celebration. And it could be that you know this person through friends, because this is like a celebration with friends card. So that could be a possibility. But it could also be that you meet them at a party with friends, or at some event or gathering, like a wedding, maybe even an office party, or some office event, or event for school. So I do see you'll be contemplating whether to do this or not. And it looks like I do see that you will be giving a thumbs up, like yes, or they will be, whoever is going to be making that offer. I think this is a highly spiritual, maybe even telepathic connection with both the Magician and the High Priestess. Both of these cards are all about, Magician's about manifesting what it is you truly desire, having the power to do that. And High Priestess is all about using your intuition, and answering to a higher power. So they're both ultimately asking the higher power for help. That's how I always read it. But it could also mean that somebody is manifesting the other person. It could be you, it could be them manifesting you, or it could be you two manifesting each other. This is also the card of Gemini and Virgo, and the High Priestess is Pisces, so that could resonate with you. We've also got Death right here, and we've got Scorpio right here. Jupiter is ancient astrology, would be Pisces, but it's Sagittarius. And then we've got the Hermit, which is Virgo again. So Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, Scorpio, and Sagittarius are all coming through pretty strongly. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that, like I said, you will end up, or they will end up saying yes after a period of them thinking things through. And I do see that when I think of death, it's the end of something. It's the birth of something new. It's some sort of transformation. And I think with this, it's going to be, transformation comes when this person or you least expects this other person or you to make the offer. Like it's one of those out of the blue, like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. And you start thinking on it, and it's kind of like the end of thinking you're just friends. Let's use that as an example. Let's say this is someone in your friends group, and you've had a crush on them for a while, or they've had a crush on you, and they decide to ask you out, and you're like, oh, I don't know, now that they're actually asking me, I'm not sure how to handle this. And you gotta kind of think about it. Kind of throws you off guard, or they do. But I think this will be the end, for me, like if you're friends, this would be the end of being just friends. Like, I'm not saying the friendship would be completely over, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's just, there are different levels. And wanting to take it to a different level, like a relationship, would mean that it's the end of your friendship as it was. You can still remain friends, obviously. You want somebody who's your friend in a relationship, right? So it would be a transformation, going from just friends and not seeing each other maybe like that, to a crush, to something more. So there's transformative energy here. And we do see this again with the Scorpio card, which is all about transformation, intensity, passion, and it's a very like lusty kind of energy. There can be a bit of mystery though. Scorpios are all about, they're very mysterious, kind of dark. There can be negative sides to this, like obsession, possessiveness, manipulation, that sort of thing. I'm not getting that right away from any of these cards. I'm just saying for Scorpio, they're the most intense zodiac sign ever. I'm actually surprised Scorpio is not the devil in tarot, rather than death, but I get why death is chosen because of the transformation, and their transformative energy, because I feel like once you meet Scorpios, you'll never be the same again. That's just me. That's my experience. So yeah, definitely heavy Scorpio energy. And then here we have the Hermit. Now the Hermit's all about going within, all about finding that inner wisdom, and coming out with some sort of solution. And like I said, I got the vibe that they, or you, would be questioning whether you want to take this to the next level. And again, for example, with the friend metaphor, I guess, with the it would be all that transformative energy where you go from just friends to a crush to something more once an offer has been made. But I feel like, again, this is one of those things where it's like, I got to think things through with that Queen of Swords, but it's also the Hermit energy where you gotta go inside. Is this what I want? Or maybe that's what they're asking themselves. What's going to happen? Will it ruin our friendship? That sort of thing. So I feel like that is definitely one of the energies I'm getting. But I do see, because we have the attraction and it is safe for you to love here, obviously there is definitely attraction between you two. So it's not just friendship. There's definitely at least a crush going on. But I feel like with that offer coming in with the Four of Cups, it's definitely something more. And then with the, it is safe for you to love. I just saw 11:11 on the timer on the camera. Perhaps you have been closed off to love, or perhaps they have. And that is definitely also an energy for the Four of Cups. I mean, you could see this guy sitting here. He's got his arms folded across his chest like, no. I'm not really feeling this. So, it's a very closed off, bored energy. And it could be one of those scenarios where it's been a long time since you've been in a relationship. Or maybe the last relationship you had did not end well. And you've been trying to heal. And this is just confirmation saying it's safe for you to put yourself out there. Once you've healed, of course. If you are not fully healed, take your time. There's no rush. And then when you're ready, of course, then you have this to look forward to. Because this can be, this is a future energy. So, yeah, I always tell people, don't jump from relationship to relationship. Don't be one of those people. Take your time. You do you, right? Best thing you can ever do for yourself is to love yourself. Nobody can ever love you if you don't love yourself. Remember that. Truly. And you can't love anyone else if you don't love yourself. Fully practicing self-love. So maybe that's something you've been working on. I feel like I'm getting this energy that a lot of you are. That you've been, taking care of yourself. Maybe doing meditation, affirmations, that sort of thing. And you've been really trying to get in a better headspace so you can attract a partner like this. So, also I want to say the next message I got, because I was talking about the transformation with the Death card and Scorpio. Then we got this numinous mystery card. Remember what I said about Scorpio? They're very mysterious. This is an interesting card because it's the unknown card, or the unknowable. But again, this talks about psychic abilities. And what did I say about the Magician and the High Priestess? That is a telepathic, psychic connection between you and this person. Highly spiritual. And that is exactly what this card... Look, let me see if it'll be... Psychic abilities. Yeah, it's all about... And there it is, intuition again. Yeah. It's about inner knowing, and there's shadow work, like I just said. Hopefully you've healed, or they've healed. But yeah, there's an element of mystery for sure. With all this Scorpio energy, I don't know if this is you or if this is them. I'm getting that it's more them than you. So, they could definitely have a lot of 8th house placements. But yeah, or they're just Pluto dominant. Pluto did not come out, but yeah, that's definitely part of it. And then we've got Trine, which is all about flow. This is all about harmony. Trines in astrology are all about harmonious aspects between like planets and asteroids and stuff. And it basically is a beneficial aspect to have. when you're looking at synastry charts. This is a very supportive energy. It's like it says flow. It's a very easy flowing energy. It means that you're going to have, rather than having hard aspects, which would be like squares and oppositions, this makes everything flow so much easier, that you get along so much better. So I do see this as like a more easygoing relationship, where you have very little disagreements. And then we've got Jupiter with expansion. Jupiter is actually one of my favorite planets. I'm a Pisces, so ancient astrology is ruled by Jupiter, but I do have have a stellium in the 9th house, which is the Sagittarius house, which is ruled by Jupiter. But Jupiter's all about expansion and growth. I love Jupiter because it comes off as very optimistic to me, enthusiastic. It's all about positivity and travel. So, I mean, like I said, it could be that there could be something. It's all about potential, I guess. Now, this could mean that there is some travel involved between you two. I'm looking at this Ferris wheel. I'm sorry, I know I'm pausing, but I'm looking at it because it keeps sticking out more than the dice. And the Ferris wheel makes me think of like some sort of, town. Those traveling, not circus, but just a festival sort of thing where they bring in the Ferris wheels. But this could also be, those huge Ferris wheels they have in major cities like London and Paris and stuff. Makes me think of those. And it could just be that you go to some amusement park. Maybe that's where you meet them. Because the dice make me think of something fun, like games and stuff like that. So this could definitely be some sort of amusement park. But yeah, Jupiter's all about potential and expansion and taking a chance. But it can also mean foreign cultures, foreign languages, anything foreign. So this could be, when I was thinking about the travel earlier, I was seeing this and I started thinking about London and all those Ferris wheels and stuff. That's why I paused. I was like, why am I thinking about travel so much? But it could be that you meet them while traveling. It could be that you meet them in a foreign city, foreign country, and it doesn't have to mean like, it could just be a city that's foreign to you. It could be in your own country. Like, I live in the United States, so, it could be a city let's say, what's a city I haven't been to? I've been to a lot of cities. Seattle. I haven't been to Seattle. So let's say that's a foreign city to me because I have not been there. It is foreign to me. Even though I know where it's at and stuff. It could be that, that's the same for you. Your country, your state, your province, whatever. It could just be that you meet them in a foreign location, maybe on vacation or holiday somewhere. The last pile got that, actually. So that could be something to look forward to. I was trying to see if there's anything else on these cards that might be, that might have any sort of significance where you might see them. I did notice on this Scorpio, these red flowers, those look tropical to me. This looks like a tropical, I'm trying not to pay attention to the snakes. And for some reason this ash cloud makes me think of volcanoes. So I'm thinking like Hawaii or some tropical destination for some reason. It doesn't have to be. And again, on the trine, we've got more flowers. So it could, in water, because of the flow. So more water energy too. So maybe we've also got water on the High Priestess card. So maybe you'll meet them somewhere near water. I keep thinking vacation or holiday. Maybe somewhere near water and somewhere tropical. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be, you could be at a garden center, okay? And see one of these plants. And is that an orchid, by the way? I'm not sure. I do not have a green thumb. But you could see one of these plants and or be out on a hike or something like that and see flowers, and that's where you meet. So those are just some examples. Okay, so I think those are all the messages I have. And again, on the attraction card, we've got roses right here. So flowers are definitely significant. I like how she's stopping to smell the roses. Maybe that's what you should do. Maybe you should just stop and smell the roses. And then you'll meet the love of your life. Your next relationship. Okay. Next we've got this. I'm going to set this down. And I'm going to reach in here and get some of these and see what they have to say. Oh, we've got a bunch of, let's see if I can get a few more letters. Got a bunch of the, oh, it's not. Okay. And the Three of Wands, by the way, just tried to show itself. I have these mini tarot, which is all about travel. So, okay, let me separate these out. Let's see what we've got. Got a lot of these little messages. Oh, this is interesting. You will be traveling and coming into a fortune. Now here's what's interesting about this. We've got the Six of Wands, which is the fame and fortune card, for me anyway. That's public recognition, standing out in the crowd. Okay, put that here. We've also got someone you admire is watching you from afar. No way. Yeah, this is definitely long distance. And this could be someone watching you on social media. For sure. Okay, I'm going to put these together and I'm going to see what the what these little messages say. Let's see if we can get any more confirmations. And if you want to, you can just pause the video to see these letters. I'm going to leave them right here for now. And then let's see what we've got on these. Okay. We've got the number 999. 333. We've got dimples. Sagittarius. What did I just say with that Jupiter? Yay! Sagittarius coming through. Okay. 111. Capricorn. And those numbers, it could be numbers that you're seeing on the clock. Or Scorpio. Scorpio is coming through a lot in this one. Numbers you're seeing on the clock, or just numbers you're seeing anywhere. Like 999 could be a number that, you know, you see, I don't know, on a receipt or something like that. We've also got Taurus. Ooh, soulmate. So your next relationship could be your soulmate. Virgo coming through again. I love this. And then we've got freckles and moles. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to take this over into the extended, like I said, with the physical appearance deck, my letters, numbers, zodiac, months deck, and other places where you might actually meet. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Also, real quick, I forgot to go over these other mini ones. Sorry, pile number 2. I was too busy talking about the traveling and the Six of Wands and stuff. But you also got Page of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So this could be some sort of person that you know through work. Because King of Wands, I think of like creative endeavors and stuff. And Page of Pentacles is Pentacles energy, which is about, you know, career and finances and stuff. But I also think of somebody who's really passionate and goes after what they want. So there's a lot of passionate energy in this reading too. So yeah, I just had to insert that in here. I'm sorry for that. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this multicolored lollipop, then this is your pile. I've already pre-shuffled the cards just to save time. I don't know what they are. And then afterwards, I'm going to be getting some letters and some more information about who your next relationship might be with. And then in the extended on Patreon, I'll be getting physical appearance, letters, numbers, zodiac signs, months of the year that you might meet them, and also have my own homemade deck of where you might meet them. Okay, so let's get started. We got 6 of Swords. Three of Wands. The Moon. Three of Swords. 9 of Pentacles. I wonder if I can push this over just a little bit. Yes. 8 of Swords. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. 5th house, passion. 3rd house, perception. Sagittarius, the Voyager. And Taurus, the Bombshell. Sorry about that, pile 3. My camera cut off because the battery died. So anyway, I just got these laid out. I was going to say what messages I was getting. So the first message I'm getting with this 6 of Swords and the 3 of Wands is that this will be a long-distance relationship. It doesn't have to be crazy far, but typically when I get these 2 cards together, especially since this one can indicate over large bodies of water, and that one actually has water where he's looking out in the distance and he's looking at these ships on the water. It could be over an ocean. It doesn't have to be, like I said. It could just be something where you're in the same country, but you're on opposite ends of the country or something like that. If you're here in the U.S., it could be like one's in New York, one's in L.A. or something, or Seattle or something like that. West Coast, East Coast, that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be though, but it does indicate some sort of far off travel. The second message I'm getting is that somebody here has gone through a breakup before you meet the person you'll be in the next relationship with. This is because I'm reading the 6 of Swords as somebody who's trying to not walk away, I guess, go towards calmer waters, I guess. Leave whatever it was behind. With the 3 of Wands, they're looking to the distance, they're planning, they are waiting for their ships to come in. And then, of course, we have the Moon and the 3 of Swords here. And, of course, 3 of Swords is all about heartache, heartbreak, grief, loss, some sort of breakup, that sort of thing. Could have been a third-party situation because we do have 3 of Wands and the 3 of Swords, so the 3's there. And with the Moon there, it's something that's kind of hidden. So I'm getting that either you or them, take what resonates, when you get, when you're meeting this person, you're about to get into this relationship, it could be that one of you or both of you has gotten out of a painful situation. So I am seeing that. What I want to say about that, and what Spirit wants me to say, because it's almost like word vomit trying to come out of me right now, is please make sure that you heal fully before you hop into a relationship. If you're not fully healed, you're still going to be, that past hurt is still going to be bothering you. And you're not going to be able to not only love yourself, but give enough love to the other person. And that goes for them too. So that is one of the messages I am getting. I do see though that they or you will be single. Sometimes for me this card is, this person's been single for a long time. I've been reading it as, because with the Nine of Pentacles, you can see she's got all these pentacles around her. She's good to go. She's got her little pet and she's surrounded by butterflies. Everything's nice and dandy and good, and it's a beautiful day. So she is happy. She's been that way for a while. So to me, the Nine of Pentacles can read as somebody who's been single for a while. This could be you. This could be your person. Take what resonates, but I do see that there will definitely be single, so that even if there was a third party situation, it's not going to be a problem. They're not going to they might still be hurting and not fully healed, or that could be you, but it's not going to be the baggage where they're still going to be going back to their ex, or they're, still thinking about their ex. It's going to be they're fully able to stand on their own 2 feet. And they're going to be financially stable. Again, this could be you too. With the Eight of Swords, typically that's being in your head and, kind of like self-sabotage. And there could be that in this when you first start dating. Like, maybe, I just saw 444. Maybe after going through this, your person is saying, do I really want to go through this again? But this is the person you're going to have your next relationship with. So the way I'm reading this is that you and them, because she has this blindfold on, you don't see this coming. I feel like this is going to be one of those relationships where you don't plan on actually being in a relationship. Again, you could be dating, but it could be that, let's be real. I mean, it's kind of dry out there, right? So it could be one of those things where you're just like, well, I'm not finding anyone. I'm not clicking with anyone. We don't have chemistry, that sort of thing. And you're basically giving up, or they're giving up. Maybe you're both giving up. And when that happens, it's something you don't see coming with that blindfold. So, and that's when you'll meet each other. So that's what I'm getting from that card, rather than it being just about self-sabotage or being in your head. Again, like I said, it could be that you're both like, you've been through some rough patches in your relationships, or you just went through a breakup and you're finally getting back on the dating scene, and you're just questioning, what am I doing? Is this am I even going to find somebody? Is this a waste of time? That sort of thing. So there could be that too. With the romance angels, we've got getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So definitely dating and taking your time is what I'm getting from this. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So this could definitely be a situation where your friends are like, hey, I know you're single, you're looking, let me hook you up with this person who could be recently single, or vice versa. They could be saying that to your person about you. So that is something I'm getting. Another thing I'm getting is I'm skipping ahead, I'll come back to the 5th house. We have the 3rd house here, and the 3rd house talks about communication. This is Mercury's house. So could also be Gemini that you're dealing with. But this also rules social media. So this could be one of those things where maybe you spot them on social media, they spot you on social media, and one or both of you reaches out to each other. And then you are getting to know each other. And that is how you actually first meet. It's one of those things where you see each other maybe on TikTok, Instagram, something like that. And then you get to talking, you get to know each other, and then it leads to a first date. But this is the house of communication, like I said. And it could also be, because this makes me think of social media. We've got the art here and the sneakers. Something about that makes me think of like fashion or something on like Instagram, like an influencer type. And then we've got the camera here, so definitely something with a picture, right? So it's definitely, it feels like you'll see them on like TikTok, Instagram, or they'll see you, and then one or both of you will reach out to the other. And this is also the house of siblings. So I know it says let your friends help you, but it could also mean that maybe one of your family members actually knows this person and can help you out that way too. So that is another option. Okay, let me go back to the 5th house. This is house of Leo. This is the passion house. This is the fun house, as I like to call it. And it's weird that I say it's the fun house, because this makes me think of like amusement park, festival, a fair, something like that, where you have all those rides and they actually have the fun houses. So that's, yeah, this is a little double entendre, right? But, yeah, this is the house of Leo. This is all about creativity, romance. This is like the first house you would have, or you want to have in synastry when you're meeting someone, because this is the house where everything fun happens. It's all about, partying and having, just having a good time. Could even mean a club that you meet them at. It's a form of entertainment, and it can also have to do with performances and costume and stuff. So like theater. So you could go see a play and they could be one of the actors, or you are an actor in a play and they see you. Then they find you on like social media with that 3rd house, and they were like, oh wait, this is that person I saw on stage. I'm just channeling. That's just something that came through. It doesn't, obviously it's not going to resonate for all of you, but that's what came through, because this is the house of creativity. So, and it could be something else. You could be a musician or something, and they see you or they hear your music and they look you up, try to find your socials, and the other thing for this, with this tropical flower and the watermelon, this definitely makes me think of summertime. This is Leo, so it would be summer. It would be, July, August. So, that could be around the time that you actually meet them, is in, July or August. Of course, we've got Gemini here too, which is that May, June? So May, June, July, August. It could be around some sort of time frame, possibly. And then we've got Taurus here and Sagittarius. I'll get to Sagittarius in a second. So Taurus, the bombshell. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So this is all about beauty, and it could even mean fertility, because I'm thinking of the Empress card, even though the Empress didn't come out. If that's something that... Plus we had the 5th house card, which is the house of children. So I have to put this out there that if you don't plan on having children, please, please be safe, okay? Take extra precautions. But Taurus is very sensual, very earthy, practical, but also Tauruses love anything Venusian. The arts, they love food, they're very much like pleasure seekers. So I could see this as being like a very, very fun relationship, very artistic, but you still like to have certain pleasures. And I'm not talking about just like in the bedroom. This is not an 18 plus, but could be. However, keeping it PG, this could mean something like Tauruses love to eat, okay? So this could be something like they're the ones who say, oh, I heard about this new restaurant, you know, you want to go check it out? And you're like, yeah, sure. Like, that could be definitely be a date because they love their food. Love, love, love. Another thing I'm noticing is, I was picking this up, we've got the flower here and the flower here that look very similar, so that could mean something. Also, we've got peaches here. And Taurus is around the same time as Gemini. This is, what, April, May? So literally, time frame is April to, what, August now? So, yeah, peaches could mean something. We've got watermelon. Definitely, like, late spring, summertime. So you've got that earthy energy for sure. You got earth and fire. Definite fire because you got Sagittarius in the house of Leo. Then you got air with Gemini. Moon with Pisces. Some people read it as Cancer. Some people read it as Pisces. But yeah, so you kind of got pretty much all of the elements on the board. So Sagittarius, the Voyager. I find this interesting because I just said at the beginning it could be long distance, and we've got the plane on here. So yeah, Sagittarius is all about, first off, they're very adventurous. They're all about having some grand adventure. They don't mind hopping on a plane and going to visit a new country. I just saw 1414. Go visit a new country. They're very just like happy-go-lucky. They are always trying to expand and broaden their minds and their horizons. Like, they always want to learn something new. They're ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth. And the ninth house. So the ninth house is all about higher learning, foreign cultures, foreign languages, you know, that sort of thing. Even like teaching. So they could be doing a lot of travel for their work, whatever that may be. It could also be that some of these placements, you could have 5th and 3rd house, 2nd house, or 9th house synastry in between your charts, or you could have a strong focus on these houses in your own natal chart, or they could have that in theirs. So, yeah, I do see you two traveling. Not only to each other, but if this person has Sagittarius in their chart, especially Sun, Moon, or Rising, they're, you know, is very strong. They're going to want to travel, and they're going to want you to go with them. So, this could also mean that you meet them while on vacation or holiday. So, especially because I've been seeing all these flowers, and some of these look like tropical flowers, like this one right here and this one. To me, those look tropical, so it could be somewhere near a beach or some tropical location, like an island. Hawaii is coming to mind. I heard Barbados and Turks and Caicos. That's not going to resonate with everyone. But yeah, so Sagittarius, they're extremely fun to be around, and they always, you know, are up for a good time and are very adventurous. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see what letters or messages come out. I always like to see if they match up with the cards. Okay, let's see what we got. So I got honest. That's going to... Okay. And then the numbers we got are 666, 777, and 888. And I'm going to go ahead and fix these. In case you want to pause these, I'm not going to try to spell anything out. I mean, this is going to... I mean, there's like a million different things you can spell, right? So, you you can pause the video and see if anything resonates with you. This could be a person's name. Could be a location that you might meet them at. Could be your initials, that sort of thing. Oh, look what we got again. Six of Swords. Definitely just confirmation that this is going to be long distance for sure. So we got that. Then we've got Knight of Swords. Rushing in pretty quickly. Yep. Rushing towards you. You're rushing towards them. I have a feeling they're going to see you on social media. That's my gut. That's, again, it's not going to resonate for everyone, but they're going to see you somewhere. Social media, somewhere else. They're going to find you and send you a message, or they're going to try to, like, they might know some of your family members, friends, something like that, and they're going to say, hey, who is this? How can I get a hold of them? That sort of thing. We do have the Five of Cups. So this is that same energy I was feeling when I was talking about going through maybe a breakup. And I don't know which one of you it is. Going through a breakup, not feeling your best. And this is all about, you know, grief, loss, that sort of thing. And like I said, it's one of those things where you really need to make sure you heal before you move on, like fully heal. But this goes for them as well. So I hope that comes through, and I hope they do that. Just be cautious is all I'll say. I mean, obviously everybody has free will. Do what you want. It is your life. Okay, and the last two are the King of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So this feels like it's definitely someone who's very passionate. Again, this makes me think of that fifth house energy. And Ace of Pentacles is like a new, steady, reliable beginning. It could be that you two end up going into business together. That's kind of how I always view like Wands and Pentacles sometimes, especially with an ace there. It could be that you decide you want to commit pretty quickly. I am getting that. Especially with that Knight of Swords, like a very fast moving energy. Yet something that is steady and reliable. Very passionate. Yeah, so pile 3, these are all the messages I have for you. Let me know in the comments what you think, if it resonated. I'm going to take this over into the extended and get some information about what they look like, their physical appearance, any extra letters, numbers, zodiac signs, months of the year that might have some sort of my mind just went blank, sorry. That might be connected to this pile in some way, on top of what I've already seen, and also where you might meet them. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.